Good evening, dear students. In the previous lecture, lecture 1 of shares and dividend, I told you about the literal meaning of shares and dividend and how a person has set up a company named XYZ and then how he got his name registered in Indian Company Act and then his name was further displayed on Bombay Stock Exchange through SEBI, SEBI. And then I told you about the certificates and how a consumer can buy a certificate, a share from the market, and how he can earn profit. Now in this lecture I will be telling you about the various statements that you will see in questions related to share and dividend. The very first statement sometimes you will see in some of the questions are like r% rupees 100 shares at rupees m. Now to understand the various statements, the first r%, this r% is nothing but it signifies dividend. R% means here rate of dividend. Rupees 100 shares, that means this first rupees 100 is nothing but nominal value. At rupees m, something is available at certain price, that means this particular value is market value. When I say that a certificate is available at rupees 10, suppose I say a certificate is available at rupees 10. At something is available at means what? Here market value. Okay, whenever we say at means the price at which something is available. Now similarly, second statement you may see r% rupees n shares at rupees m. Again same thing, d is equal to here r%, nv is equal to rupees n, and mv is equal to rupees m. Now what do you understand by these all terms? Already I have told you the definition. Now to understand what will be a person's income when he is going to buy share of rupees 100 which is available at rupees m and the rate of dividend was r%. Now if a person has bought this type of share and he is holding it for 1 year, he is keeping that share for 1 year, then he will be earning rupees 5, only rupees r when he will keep this share for 1 year. R% of rupees 100, r% of rupees 100 shares at rupees m. So he is actually investing, that is MB right now for one share. I have assumed that he has bought only one share. Then for one share MB is equal to rupees m. If he will be buying 2 shares, then it will be 2m. If he is buying 3 shares, then rupees 3m. For one share market value is rupees m. For 2 shares MB will be equal to 2m. For likewise for n shares, n number of shares, MB will be equal to n into MV, that is n into M. Market value of n number of shares will be equal to n into M. For one share he is investing rupees m. For 2 shares, he will be investing 2M. For 3 shares, he will be investing 3M. Likewise, for 100 shares, he will be investing 100M rupees. And in the same way, for n number of shares, he will be investing n into m rupees. Correct? And what will be his nominal value? NV for 1 share. For 1 share, NV will be equal to rupees 100. For 2 shares, NV will be equal to 2 into 100. That means rupees 200. Likewise, for n number of shares, NV will be equal to n into 100 rupees, or you say 100 n rupees. I hope it is clear. Now, if he has purchased only 1 share, then in this case, he will be getting how much profit? So profit will be equal to, when he is investing 110 rupees, when he is investing m rupees, then he will be getting how much rupees as a profit? Rupees r percent in this case. Now to understand this, it is better to go by formula annual income. Income means yearly income. We have formula n into r into f by 100. Now here n is equal to number of shares, r is equal to rate of dividend, and f is equal to called as face value, which is the other name for nominal value. So nominal value is also called as face value, and nominal value is also called as face value. So if a person has bought 1 share, so n will be equal to 1. Rate of dividend is here r. Face value is rupees 100. That means nominal value upon 100. This is formula. So how much rupees he will be earning? Rupees r, which I told you here. He is earning rupees r by investing rupees m, which shares was available at rupees 100. I hope this is clear. Now I told you rupees r is his earning in 1 year. When he is earning rupees r, when he is investing rupees m, rupees r is his earning in 1 year on investing rupees m. Understood? So he will be getting rupees r when he is investing rupees m, and the shares were available at rupees 100. So this r can be represented, or if I say what was his rate of return is another term, which we will see in our numerical problems. The rate of return also they will ask you to calculate. So rate of return means it is actually annual income upon investment into 100%. Now what is the meaning of rate of return? Rate of return means rate of profit that a person will gain when he is investing certain amount. Right now, with this example, I am trying to make you understand that if a person is investing rupees m, then he is gaining r rupees in 1 year. So how is his business growing? That means how much he is getting return, how much he is getting profit after investing rupees m. So this is the formula by which you will understand annual income by investment into 100% is called rate of return. Now with the word annual income, I hope all of you must understand the literal meaning. Annual income means yearly income that he is getting. Annual income means yearly income. Investment means the money which he is putting in which he is putting in business. Which he is putting in business means how much he is involving, how much he is giving his money in the business. Now this investment, simple formula is investment will be equal to investment will be equal to number of shares multiplied with market value. So I will say this is my, from here you can take the formulas as investment is equal to number of shares into market value. Second formula which we have already seen, but still to make in one place, to write in one place, I am writing annual income is equal to NRF upon 100, where N is number of shares, R is rate of dividend, F is called as face value, it is the other name of nominal value. Then we are having rate of return, RR. Rate of return is annual income upon investment into 100%. Annual income into 100%. This is third formula. Then fourth formula, which you will see while calculating, there will be one formula like, especially I can tell you like question number 20, in that it is mentioned that what is his gain by doing certain business. Now they will ask you what is the gain on the certain transactions. So for that you can write now one formula, gain on transaction is equal to new MB minus old MB bracket close into market value multiplied with number of shares sold multiplied with new MB minus old MB. This is called gain in transaction. As I have told you that rate of return is equal to annual income upon investment into 100%, right? Now if you see clearly, I can open annual income as NRF upon 100 into investment will be equal to 1 upon N into MB, correct, into 100%. Now if we simplify, 100 will be cancelled, N will be cancelled. Now here I will be having R into F upon MB%. So rate of return can also be calculated as R into F upon MB%. This will also be called as the derived formula from the rate of return, this formula. So this one is called as the derived one. When in question, if you are having rate, nominal value and market value, so you can easily find out the rate of return. Now we will understand more when we will solve some of the questions. Now to make it more clear, I am taking exercise 3, question number 1, subpart A. Shares of a company are available at rupees 100 at par value. What is the market price of one share? How many shares can one buy for rupees 1000? Now see, shares of a company are available at. Available, when something is available, it is available at rupees 100 and it is given at par. That means nominal value will be equal to market value is equal to rupees 100. So first part it is clear. What is the market price of the one share? Market price of one share will be equal to rupees 100 because it is mentioned in the first sentence. Shares of a company are available at rupees 100 at par value, 100 par. Now how many shares can one buy for rupees this much? So second part they are saying how many shares a person can buy if he is having rupees 1000 in his pocket. That means here if I say investment is rupees 1000 rupees, that much money he want to invest. Now, what is the nominal value or market value? I gave you the formula for investment is equal to MV. Okay, right now MV is equal to rupees 100 because they are at par. And if you remember the very first formula I gave, investment is equal to N into MV, number of shares into market value. Here I can write N into MV is equal to rupees 1000 because investment he is having 1000 rupees in his pocket. So N will be equal to 1000 by 100. That means he can buy how many shares? 10 number of shares he can buy when he is having rupees 1000 in his pocket. Now, to understand more, let me go for another question, like question number 2 subpart B. The statement 7% rupees 50 shares at rupees 40. That means dividend is equal to 7% rupees 50 shares. That means I have told you the very first digit will be for nominal value rupees 50 at rupees 40. That means market value, something is available at means market value rupees 40. Now applies for the share of a company. How many shares can be bought for rupees 5600? Investing money or investment is equal to rupees 5600, and I told you the formula that investment is this much. Investment is equal to how much? N in what is the formula? N into MV is the investment, which is equal to 5600. So N will be equal to 5600 by MV will come here. That means 40. NV will come here 40. Correct. So 1010 140. Therefore, number of shares will be equal to 140. Now question number 5 says, question number 5 subpart A, if we will see, a man bought some shares of rupees 100 at par value which yields 12% dividend per annum. So he bought shares whose nominal value is rupees 100. It is at par, so MB will also be equal to 100 because a man bought some shares of rupees 100 at par value. That means nominal value is equal to market value. Then only the shares are said to be at par. Rate of dividend is equal to 12%. Correct? Now, at the end of 1 year, he received 2400 as dividend. At the end of the year, he is receiving. That means it is equal to annual income. Annual income is given 2400. Now, at the end is saying, so definitely it is annual income. Dividend is the other name of annual income also. Now, how many shares did he buy? That means we have to find N. N is equal to question mark. Second part they are saying, how much did he invest? Investment they want to ask. What is the investment? Now, if you go by the formula, you can write annual income is equal to NRF upon 100. Now this, you can write annual income is equal to 2400, and we know the formula, it is NRF, annual income is NRF upon 100, which will be equal to 2400. Now we have to calculate N, so I can write N is equal to 2400 into 100 by R will come here and F will come here. Then only I will be able to calculate by cross multiplication. So it is 2400 into 100. Rate we are having 12%. Okay, 12% means 12 here. Then already we have multiplied 100 now. Here this 100 has already come. So NRF into face value is rupees 100. So 100 cancel. So 12 2s are 24. So N is equal to 2400. N is equal to 2400. Annual income is equal to 2400 into 100 by R into F 100. Sorry, multiplication mistake. It is 2 4 na. 12 2s are 24 200. So N will be equal to 200. Now second part they are saying what is his investment? Investment we already know investment is equal to N into MV. N is 200, market value is 100. So it will be how much? 20,000. Correct. It is equal to 20,000. Now question number 6 we will see. A man bought 1,100 rupee shares from the stock market carrying 8% dividend quoted at rupees 130. Now a man bought 1,100 rupee shares. That means N is equal to, question number 6 I am calculating. A man bought how much? 1,000. This 1,000 stands for number of shares. 1,100 rupee shares. 100 rupee shares means rupees 100 only. 100 rupee share means rupees 100. So nominal value is equal to rupees 100 from the stock market carrying 8% dividend. That means R is given 8%. Quoted at, something at is given, that means it is market value rupees 130. A few days later, the market value of the shares went up by 10%. After few days, what change he observes in the market? That the new market value 10% increase is there in the market value. He bought shares at rupees 130 and then after some times he is seeing that 10% rise is there in the market value. That means it is a good news for him. He will be earning more. He will be earning here. Something he bought at rupees 130 and suddenly it is going up, booming, then definitely he is going to earn. So new market value is how much? 130 rupees, which is the old price, plus 10% boom, that is increase. So he will be getting at 143. Now he will be able to sell this share at rupees 143. He sold all his shares. Now when he saw that market has gone up, so he decided to sell his shares. So the very first part he is asking, what was his income from this transaction? What was his income? So income will be, he bought how many shares? 1,000 shares. At how much rupees? Now income, here only that formula, that fourth formula that I gave, it will be equal to number of shares into new MV minus old MV, this formula that I gave you, which I told you that it will be helpful in question number 20. But luckily it is also available, it is useful in question number 6. New MV will be equal, new income, that means income or transaction gain on this transaction will be equal to 143 minus 130. New MV is 143, old MV he bought at 130. So 1,000 into 13, that means rupees 13,000. He is going to get the benefit. He is going to earn within a few days. He is going to earn how much? Rupees 13,000. My dear students, it will be better if you all try to read the question and solve and then write each and every informations. Right now you may be feeling that these questions are very tough, but if you practice, if you pay a little more attention to these questions, definitely you will be able to solve those sums with very ease and with very comfortable zone. So I would say just you go through the chapters, read again and again. If not, at least go through the video that I am uploading on YouTube. It is only for you all to understand. So watch again and again. If you are not able to understand once, then at least you watch twice, thrice, try to understand, and I hope it will be beneficial for you. It will help you a lot in calculating the sums and the problems that is given in our book and in another book as well. So all the best. Try for the best. Thank you.